Marisa, back again for more live reactions to Kaitou.
Something Sentai Lupinranger
Versus Keisatsu Sentai Patranger.
Kaitou Sentai Lupinranger
Versus Keisatsu Sentai Patranger. We are a mess with this.
This 2 Sentai thing is really throwing us for a loop. We just spent like 20 minutes trying to learn the theme. We're not even gonna. It's embarrassing.
It wasn't 20 minutes, but
it's embarrassing. We need much more practice.
We'll do some mumble along maybe today. I think mumble along, and then it'll be like, American word. Collection. I know collection. That's a word that I know. Catch Me If You Can. That was a movie with Tom Hanks and Leonardo DiCaprio.
You can run, Lupin. Come on, Lupin. Gonna catch you.
We should do a little dance as when we get to the opening. Little finger guns, because they have the cops and robbers. Chow.
Yeah, that could get you suspended from elementary school now.
Fair enough.
Because
well, that does cut down my options if I ever want to go back to elementary school.
Well.
Alright. So, yeah, I don't think there's not I don't think there's too much to discuss since the weekend. One thing that was a cool little thing. If you guys haven't seen it yet, there's currently beta testing going on for a new Power Rangers mobile game called Power Rangers RPG. I haven't had a chance to play it yet, but I've seen a little test run of the gameplay, and
it looks kind of cool. I might actually play that.
It looks super adorable.
Like, I'm not playing Legacy Wars, because that kind of game is just not my thing.
Yeah, you're not a fighting game
I'm not a fighting game kind of person.
Unless it's Smash Bros. And even then, I'm not really into it. Yeah.
I'm much more of a puzzle gamer.
Yeah.
But
it's a little group.
But it's kind of like one of those little magical fantasy girl RPGs. Only they've got
it's Power
Rangers instead. So
and they've got a bunch of it's like,
you know, the ones with the bar across the bottom with all your different characters and their power move, and you know, the times until they get with the cooldown time and all that. Only, you know, it's actually Ranger moves.
And it seems to highlight mostly Disney seasons, which is kind of great.
Yeah.
And the tutorial is
RPM.
So yeah, I definitely want to try that out. But the beta version is apparently available if you have an Android phone. So look around for that.
Which we do.
It's looking like it's going to play a lot with the Power Rangers universe. They've got a lot of little continuity nods. So I would definitely recommend checking that out. That looks like it's going to be a lot of fun.
That is
especially
definitely
when it's
not
done.
a genre that I'm adverse to playing.
Yeah.
The only problem I've had with it is that every time I've tried to play one of those, I've come to a point where I just hit auto and my guys kill everything and I get real bored.
I like how many, like, even if the main series isn't really doing it, I like how much, like, expanded universe stuff is starting to exist now that actually plays with the continuity. Between Legacy Wars, this new RPG game, the comic books with Shattered Grid coming up this summer. That just released its Prelude issue, so definitely got to check that out. And Hyperforce as being the online tabletop streaming game. So yeah, as far as gaming and comics, they're really playing with the Power Rangers universe. Multiverse, really.
Yeah.
And that's kind of awesome. So, different things to check out if you like, them actually playing around in that world. A lot of people are doing that now.
I should probably warn them about this weekend.
Oh yes, we might be running a bit late on live reactions this weekend.
I'm going to a new LARP.
Yeah, so Marissa's going to be out of town for most of the weekend, so we'll try...
Friday night through Sunday night, so I should be able to, cross fingers, knock on wood, because this is a new LARP and I'm not quite sure how cleanup goes on Sunday morning, hopefully be back in time to do it on Sunday evening.
Yeah, so we'll see how quickly
to see how quickly I can turn it around.
Yeah, I'll try and do a rush job to get that one out. Usually I kind of take my time, so
And I will try not to swear to make it easier for you.
Yeah, that always... Because just tracking those down tends to add quite a bit of editing time. Mostly it's just exporting and making sure that everything encodes properly.
Handbrake being evil.
Yeah, things got delayed on the release of the last live reaction because...
It was entirely Handbrake's fault.
It wasn't coming up with an error saying, oh, you're out of space on this drive. It was just going,
done.
It's done. And, like, I walk away to let it finish, to go do other things. And I come back and I'm like, okay, it's done. I'm going to upload it. Why wouldn't it upload? And eventually I figured out it was
it never finished.
Yeah, it was an incomplete
it lied.
File. So that was very annoying.
It's like the kid who dumps their green beans in the garbage can and goes, I ate them!
Yeah, that was annoying. So always double check to make sure if something says that it completed an export or an encode, double check the file. Because I tried to upload that 3 times before I actually double checked the file.
Realized that Handbrake was screwing with them.
Yeah. So, anywho, speaking of live reactions, we should react lively to episode 3.
Lupinranger.
Episode 3 of
Kaitou
Sentai Lupinranger versus Keisatsu Sentai Patranger. We will take them back, no matter what. Play.
You just stuck your forehead in the camera and nothing else.
You guys heard the magical sound? Oh, that's right. They've got the VS changers are technically
part of the Lupin collection.
So they gotta figure out what they're gonna do about that.
And just sticks him in
the
that's
pot. Right. What the pot? Stare down. This is random and awkward.
Yeah, table for 3.
Yeah, party of 3. Aren't you open right now? Yeah, there we go. This is cute. It's cute and silly. Of course, their office is right nearby.
Anger management guy just got told his face is scary.
Yeah.
And the orange puppet has escaped from the pot.
Goody, where'd you go? Oh, just noticed there's a little pat.
Okay, I'm going to assume that the reason he
just
just called him
something.
Kimi has to do with the fact that he is currently in a service role and not out of disrespect.
He's tempted to try and pickpocket the things. Oh, that's just fun. Legacy Wars, buzzing. Yeah, Kogoro, when did you show up? Oh, that's right, he's got pop it back in the book. Normally that would be a bad idea. You usually don't want to put lighters inside of books.
Oh.
So he's looking into what the deal is with the cops, I guess. Their new assignment. What?
So what we have here is a crayfish that turns buildings into silly putty.
I don't know if I'd describe him as a crayfish. He looks almost more like a sea snail kind of thing.
Without a shell. Yeah. Sea slug.
Yeah.
A nudibranch. I mean, his head is a nudibranch, but then he's got arms and legs.
Yeah. He's very pink and gooey. It's a little weird. Release change. Too late.
They number themselves, but the
Yeah.
Lupinrangers color themselves, right?
Yeah. It's you know, a little differentiation of nomenclature.
Stopping you by force. Did you even ask him to surrender?
Nope. No, they did
That's
not.
poor police work.
Mysterious treasures left by the phantom thief Arsène Lupin have been stolen by the ganglers, the thieves who fight to recover what they have lost, the police who fight to protect world peace.
By
Whose side are you
overpasses.
on? Thief Sentai Lupinranger vs Police Sentai Patranger. Silhouette. Catch me if you can. Destiny is a good collection.
Hold up, Lupin! Break away if you can. Gonna
Chase you up.
Satire. Japanese.
We will learn this eventually. It's just very challenging.
Hold up,
Lupin.
Break away if you can.
Chase you up. The Lupinranger. Showdown. It's a showdown.
Hold up, Lupin. That's the one part I got.
Yeah. Yeah. I said collection at some point. It's Destiny. And Catch Me If You Can. Tom Hanks.
Can't have you guys wreck the safe with the treasure still inside. That makes sense.
So basically, in this situation, you are the, I'm the Tom Hanks Rangers and you're the Leonardo DiCaprio Rangers. Going off of Catch Me If You Can. Sticky machine gun. That sounds like something you really wouldn't want.
My machine gun is sticking. But actually, as it turns out, his sticky machine gun does not in fact
Oh,
jam.
he's snatching the VS changers.
Oh!
Oh, nice. Oh.
You know that move that she did on Lupin Blue?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I saw that in a how to do stunts video that I was watching the other day, where some people were teaching Jacksepticeye how to do a stunt from the Black Panther movie.
They're in the midst of fighting.
It's really the guy
what are you doing?
who's doing most of the work. And the person who's doing the throw really just has to make sure that they...
So do they not get grappling hooks? Do the Patrangers not get grappling hooks?
Apparently not.
That doesn't seem fair. They should have something
He's
similar.
stuck to the ground! What are you doing?
Namero is the name of the sea slug. There's some stylish outfits. Yeah, he keeps trying to take greens.
Seriously? I know you feel like you have to collect everything.
You could wait on those.
Yeah, why aren't you in a rush too?
There's
Get everything
a lot of other
else
things.
and then go after those ones.
The cops are potentially getting in the way. That is a little bit true. Hey, goody. Goody is silly. Namero made a statue, yeah.
Yeah. Flattery will get you everywhere.
Yeah. Oh, he's an art forger. That makes sense.
Rude.
Postagrano. Still getting the hangs of these names. Also, I want to know, how do you drink? Like, you've got this
Your lip
giant blade here in the
Yeah.
middle of your face. How do you just drink out the shake here and you eat out the shake there? What's
Yep,
with
he's
this
obsessed
deal,
with...
dude?
Aww.
Oh, right, his fiance person. Looks very yummy.
Wait. Is this the Japanese equivalent of not able to use chopsticks?
I guess so. Oh, I guess he was a cook beforehand.
Oh no, when she said never held a knife, she doesn't mean never held a knife at the table. She meant never held a knife in the kitchen.
Oh, okay.
That makes more sense.
Oh.
After all, last I checked, Japanese people use Western silverware all the time.
That's fair.
To the point where kids in anime complain about being forced to use chopsticks at lunch.
It looks like we're going to be getting more explorations of these relationships and various flashbacks. Oh, poor Aya. She seems sweet.
So, that's the reason he's a cook in the first place.
Mm.
I like his bowler cap.
Yeah, it's nice. I forgot that his was a bowler cap.
His top hat in yellow has a fascinator.
Is that what that's called? Fascinator?
Yeah, don't know why.
Maybe because it's fascinating. Or probably because it's fastened to her hair.
I don't think it's because it's fastened to the hair.
No?
Fascinator? That sounds like a robot. Fastening.
Mm.
No, I'm pretty sure it is actually supposed to be something to make you look all pretty and stuff.
Maybe. Yeah, now there's more bad will towards the thieves. Town boy. Yeah, Green's Patron-san's not Ichini-san. Yeah, Patron-san is not feeling great. Ah, nice. Setting them on a
I like how his
chase.
phone case is that famous painting with the yellow and blue and red
It's like, yeah.
squares.
Commissioner Hilltop, being mentor person. That is one thing that the I will admit, the cop, since I'm sort of was defaulted to Team Patranger, I will admit the cops do have a nice supporting staff. No, he didn't. It's not a wild goose chase. Oh, but it is still a trap.
He's stuck with his face on the floor and his butt in the air.
He's stuck in downward he's stuck in downward facing police dog.
The downward facing dog, he'd have his hands on the floor.
That's why it's police dog instead. He's got his nose to the ground.
He's yeah, they were bait.
Nice. That's true, you do have more tactical options now.
See? I told you.
Things that look pointless at first are great for expanding your options. Yeah, I feel like that's fastened to her hair, because how else is that staying?
Oh, they are fastened.
Okay.
I'm just saying I don't think they're called fascinators because they're fastened.
I don't know. I would lean towards that. Woo! The brick wall is so kind of cheesy, but it's also kind of great. So they're just leaving the Patrangers in there. Poor the men.
Ice a fascinator called a fascinator. It comes from the Latin fascinatius, meaning to bewitch or cast a spell upon.
Interesting.
So yeah, it's because they're creative.
Okay. I still find it interesting that it does also appear
They're
to be
also
fascinating.
fascinators spelled with a C, not an S.
Okay. Oh, interesting.
Like fascinate, not like fasten.
Oh, you mean a C, not a T? Or is there no S in there?
There's no S.
Okay, because fascinate still has an S.
Oh, no, fascinator is F-A-C.
Okay.
I-N.
Nice.
It comes from the same root as fascinate does.
I do find it funny though that even though your team Lupin and I'm cop people. Okay, so blue can unlock as well.
All right, so they're pretty much all the same deal.
Yeah. That I sing the Lupinranger part and you sing the Patranger part.
Because I have to.
Use your spirit. This is not working.
Red just looks ridiculous right now.
It's kind of hilarious. Patron she's not doing great. Gotta give it your all. Come on, Sequoia. Also, you do still have your gun there.
Yeah, which he's about to use to shoot.
Oh.
I thought he was going to shoot the goo.
Well, that works.
Okay, you want to explain to me how it is that sticky goo always turns to shatterable glue when hit with a Power Ranger sword?
I don't know.
Because this is not the first time I've seen
I
that.
respond well to positive reinforcement. You go. Let your bosses know. Let your commander know what works for you. It's like, look, you know, I know I screw up sometimes, but honestly, negative reinforcement gives me too much stress, and then it's going to lead to more mistakes. So, you know what? Positive reinforcement really works really well. They don't want to use the fusion.
Oh, I thought they were doing it again, and I was like, how are you surprised again? No, it's a flashback.
Yeah. Now, is that going to work with them now? Do they... okay, yeah. It looks like... Yeah, there we go. Wait, is anything happening? No, what? That did not happen that way. Okay. What? Apparently Goody Striker does something very different for the Lupinrangers. So instead of fusing them, it splits them up. You're like, I don't know how this works. That's Team 5. That's interesting. Nice. That is quite an attack.
Boom. Why are there only 4 stripes on the ground? 4 fire stripes.
Because, I'm not sure. Because, I mean, there were the 2 blade strikes and 2 blast strikes on the edges, and then there was the central one, I guess, didn't leave one. What? He does not deal with Kogure, apparently. He just loves smashing people in the head.
Yeah, well, now he's got the little stars on his head, too.
Yeah. Ooh. Nice. Stupid doobie wah. And she can do that from a farther distance, too. I do like the doobie wahs.
Resculpted by my hand. You should prioritize the gangler. Yes.
Yep. Here we go. Let's see how this goes. Time for the Patrangers to get their time with some Megazord action.
Yes.
We already had Lupinranger last time. See what we get this time. And here's the good striker's got a land vehicle mode as well. Ooh, nice. And they've got the same sort of cockpits with the adjustment. Nice. And I do like the triggers on the backs of these. That's kind of cool. They're and it is something that makes them a little bit different from the Lupinrangers. Is that all of their cars have these little triggers, like they're little gun things. Nice.
Okay, see, with the green and the pink as prominent as they are on that, it's really starting to remind me of
well, I mean, it looks a lot like the
Kamen Rider.
Oh, okay. X-Aid?
Yeah.
Well, X-Aid was much more pink, not so much green.
Green. It was pink, white, and green.
Fair enough. This reminds me a lot of Delta Squad Megazord, with all the sirens and everything.
Yeah.
Just destroying the nearby building. Ooh, they're not happy. At least the feet are. Oh, they destroyed the statue, and they're just like, oh, at least the feet are still there. Bullet strike.
Well, they were expecting their boss to have a conniption, but then he was just like, at least the feet are still there, and they're like, phew, he's not gonna have a conniption.
Yeah. Really screwed up.
Yeah, you did. You really screwed up.
Also, I know that building was sort of already destroyed by virtue of being turned into a statue, but even so, Patrangers just love rap. Oh, look, he's got a police costume. Oh, that's adorable. He's got a police hat this time instead of a top hat. Hey, who are you? That's right, they haven't met. They hadn't met Goody. Well, see ya.
Goody. So he decides to take off the Megazord, whether they want it or not.
Yep. Nice.
Yeah, he did.
He's a wild card. He's very much a wild card. But I do love that he's got a little police hat for when he's doing Pat Kaiser. Yeah, he's a very difficult to handle collection piece. Ah, Good Striker might be part of the reason that they have their own pieces.
Is his hair darker than it was in the first couple episodes?
I think it might be because they're inside. Different lighting.
I just feel like he was way blonder before.
I think part of that might be just. Oh, he's got a crush on her. Okay, you're no, don't. You handled that very poorly, Sakia.
If we put laxatives in these, we could grab their VS changers in the chaos.
I'll let them keep the VS changers. Toma! Yeah. Deadpan snarking you.
Deadpan snarking? In the kitchen?
Yeah, there you go. Someone vanished from a clue. Oh, mystery time! Oh, this is gonna be fun. Okay, so this one definitely looks like it's much more of a Patranger focus than the next one.
And it looks like it's a lot about San.
Yeah. Oh wait. Yeah. Wait. Patras. Oh, okay. Yeah. Patran San is pink. Okay. So Patron Ni is green.
Yes.
That's right. I kept calling him Patron San. My mistake.
Because she's 3.
She's right.
She's shown looking very fondly at the stuffed animals.
Mm. Well, I like that
That's a nice stereotype.
It's going to be a little mystery. That's going to be fun.
And again, some of us.
I do like that. You're grabbing your stuffed animal.
I got a new ugly doll.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be up there.
Yep. But I do like that it. This next episode, I think, is going to be a good episode to show off how Patranger stories can come out really nice, because they're going to be able to do procedurals for their side of things.
Oh, nice.
That seems what that would indicate.
I would like to see a police procedural with Sentai Rangers.
I mean, that's kind of what Decoranger was. The source material for
Was
SPD.
It?
Yeah. It was It was more of a procedural than SPD was. SPD had little procedural aspects, but they got all threaded together by having Grum as an original villain. Whereas most of the monsters in the original Decoranger were basically free agents who were just assisted by Broodwing.
Nice.
So he provided them with, support, but they were mostly operating independently. From what I understand. I haven't seen Decoranger, but I think that's the primary difference between it and SPD. That and the lack of A-Squad.
Did they still have the same civilian powers?
Oh, and civilian powers, but that was a Disney thing. Civilian powers were... well, they had the things... When it came to SPD versus Decoranger, it was really more so the day-to-day episodes and the general premise were very similar. Like, Idol, for instance, was straight up exactly like it was in Decoranger, from what I understand.
But with our doggy.
Yeah. Same thing with, when, I think when Sky had the body switch episode.
Okay, so a lot of it was straight up.
Yeah.
You know what, that works sometimes, though.
Yeah. The standalone episodes, to my understanding, were largely direct adaptations within a new framework by creating Grum and having his
You
plan.
mean they changed the context?
Yes, they changed the context.
You mean they didn't just adapt them without keeping in mind the decontextualization problem?
Yes. Hey, focusing on this one.
Decontextualization.
We are sort of having this sort of slow transition into a little bit more focus on the Patrangers. And we got
to positive reinforcement.
Tsukuyo is kind of adorable. Although his crush on Lupin Yellow was that
came out of nowhere.
Dude, you chill out, man. That is
he came
not
on way strong.
You came on way too strong. Don't
That
do
is
that.
a quick way to send a girl running in the opposite direction as fast as her little legs can carry her.
And then Patron 1 just sort of knocked her over trying to hold him back.
And then Patron 3 just kind of gets up from the table, and I honestly expected to see her pulling the boys back to their table by their ears.
She's just like...
The way she was just like...
Yeah, she's the straight man of the trio, which is nice.
Yeah.
Patron 1 is I have to admit, I liked him being stuck in such a goofy position just because...
It's Patron 1.
It's Patron 1. I'm going to enjoy seeing him receive, various humiliations throughout this. Because he takes everything so aggressively seriously.
Yeah, but he looked like it was like one of those, 1950s kind of ready for my spanking kind of thing. I'm sorry I ran the car into the garage, Dad.
I don't think that's the position.
I don't know. It's like Leave It to Beaver kind of.
No, no. I don't think that children would get into that sort of position like that. That doesn't look right.
Well, I mean, I assume at some point they're too big to put over your knee.
I don't think so. Like, a person in general is not too...
I don't know, it just looks like something I would have expected to see in one of those articles about weird punishments in corporate China.
Okay.
Like the people who had to lick the toilet bowls.
This is becoming an awkward thread of conversation. I don't know what... That sounds terrible.
Yeah, their team didn't make their, like, quotas or something.
I don't know.
It's because they're using a lot of negative reinforcement in China, and it's getting weird.
Meanwhile, with the Japanese police force, they respond well to positive reinforcement.
But yeah, I think one group actually wound up getting caned.
Yeah, I can believe that. But yeah.
Yeah, that's more like what it is. It's less Leave It to Beaver and more you're about to be caned. You've got your wrists tied to your, back end, and you're not going to escape because you're in Singapore and you put gum on the ground.
Now, you see, when you were talking about punishments, I thought you were going a different direction with that. I did not realize you were going for a deliberate child voice, as opposed to somebody just speaking with a childlike voice. I did not know where you were going with that.
This is a family-friendly show.
That's why I'm like, where are you going with this? With these punishments?
Where are you going with this?
You're the one who was bringing up punishments, and like...
Look, his butt's up in the air like he's waiting to get walloped.
You were saying, ready for spank... What would you say?
Look, if I was going the other direction, I would not be talking about spanking. Alright? There are plenty of other things that could be done with his butt in that position.
This is very awkward.
If we were going in that direction, which
awkward.
I'm not.
Very awkward. I'm gonna stick with my yoga analogy. That is nice and
I'm pretty
simple.
sure if that's a yoga position, it's not the downward facing dog. I feel like it might
I think that's the position after you've been...
After you failed at the downward facing
yeah,
dog.
it's just like
collapse.
And I'm
That's a yoga position.
Okay, I got this. Oh.
Ground. I want to know what yoga position has your freaking face on the ground, because I bet there is one.
Just a face plant. But yeah, I also did like,
well, that's got your face in your ground, but you're holding your own ankles over your head, so no.
But yeah, Lupin Blue got some nice focus today, though, with...
How is that humanly possible?
With practice.
Jeepers. Oh, look! It's called the puppy.
Although I think he had his hands behind him, but it was pretty close to that.
It was very close to the puppy, which is apparently, like the downward-facing dog, but on your knees and elbows instead of your hands and feet.
Yeah.
There you go. He was in the puppy pose.
Yep. Which is still ridiculous. But yeah, we had another... we had a nice expansion on the sad backstory there. Hopefully, with next episode being what appears to be a Patron 3 focus, we'll get a bit of backstory for her, because she's kind of the blank slate of the show at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
We've yet to get apart from her basically being the straight man of the Patrangers, we don't really know much about her. She doesn't have any...
I told you they made them... They didn't lick the toilet. They had to drink toilet water.
That's still awful. All of that's awful.
Yeah.
But yeah, she currently has probably the least characterization at the moment out of the Rangers. So it'll be good for her to get some focus.
Underperforming employees must eat live yellow worms.
I don't need to know about this. I don't know why you think
because you seem to think I'm making this stuff up.
I didn't say that. I just said it sounded really uncomfortable. That's less...
I think your boss being
that's
able to
less
physically punish you in any way for underperforming is really, really unsettling.
Yes, yes it is. I don't know why you feel the need to keep talking about it.
I guess because I don't find unsettling things as don't think about it as you do. In fact, I kind of think unsettling things are kind of interesting.
Well, yeah, but we need to talk about it while we're discussing Sentai.
Anyways,
if it was related, that'd be the thing. It's not.
I feel like they missed a bubblegum joke in there somewhere.
Yeah, no.
Because they made the goo bubblegum pink and it was sticky.
Yeah.
There was no mention of bubblegum.
They didn't act. It was just like some form of putty kind of.
Yeah,
thing.
if it was that, I would have expected to be like maybe a gray or a
just,
green.
It's a sticky machine gun, whatever that means.
I would expect gray or green to just go unremarked, but
yeah.
if your putty is bubblegum pink and sticky and stretchy like that,
it seems like bubblegum.
Where's the bubblegum reference?
Yeah, it was a little weird. It could be a bubblegum shrimp. Like bubblegum
Oh
shrimp.
my goodness.
If this
ever makes Power Rangers, he's going to become a bubblegum shrimp.
Yeah. Now, that being said, I still don't know. I don't know if this one will ever make it to Power Rangers.
Yeah, we don't know if they're going to adapt this.
We have no clue what their adaptation schedule is.
We used to think we knew what they were doing, but then they went backwards for
Go Busters.
For Go Busters, and now nobody has a frickin' clue.
The focus on firearms could present an issue.
Yeah, especially in our current climate.
Yeah, so we'll see.
Like I said, this could get you expelled from kindergarten.
Who knows even if they do get around to adapting it, who knows when? Could be years.
Yeah, because they're certainly not
years.
being beholden to any kind of order at this point.
Yeah.
You can jump forward, jump backwards.
Yeah.
Jump to conclusions, Matt!
Yes. But no, I did, and I also liked Pat Kaiser.
Pat Kaiser. I liked how they all got jettisoned the moment that Goody was done with them. I thought that was hilarious. Goody's like, goodbye!
It's interesting seeing how the very similar forms of technology are adapted in different ways to the two teams. For instance, the different functions of Good Striker.
For each group, yeah.
Yeah.
The police, it makes them
unite
and it
splits apart
red.
Lupin Red.
I wouldn't be surprised if it splits apart whichever ranger uses it. Red was holding it when they activated it. So it's possible that they could split apart the other rangers.
Yeah, it would be interesting to see if that works on blue and yellow as well.
Yeah, it would be... I'm going to guess that that's actually possible, but that we probably won't see it that often.
Yeah, if we see it, it's... who knows?
It'll be like some sort of an emergency, and they'll be like, you use it!
And then whenever we, inevitably get 6th Rangers, because those are
in a borrowing the gold epaulets kind of way.
It'll be interesting to see...
or borrowing the battleizer kind of way.
Yeah. It'll be interesting to see if, whenever we get 6th Ranger, or 6 Rangers, or however things end up
how are we going to...
We might get... I don't know.
2 at a time? Will they be another wild card? Like, Goody?
I'm not sure.
Even will there be?
I've seen some scans, so I won't describe, but I'm still not sure how everything's going to work. But it would be interesting to see if any additional Rangers have other functions with Good Striker.
Especially if there's a wild card ranger.
Yeah.
Wild card ranger and Good Striker might make up a 3rd faction.
But I like that Good Striker has different forms for when he's a Zord with the Lupin Rangers versus a Zord for the Patrangers. So he is both land and sky.
Yes, he goes into the sort of awkward truck.
Yeah.
Thing.
With the trigger on the back, which I don't think was really visible when he was a jet.
No, it wasn't. But he was in a different configuration.
Yeah.
He's a very versatile little thing.
Yeah. Like it's not, anything super crazy with his transformations.
It's just very versatile.
Yeah. Because the two different forms are very similar. It's just, like some wings pop out in one, and he flips over. Or you get the front...
Yeah, but he also kind of split in this
Yeah, he has the legs split. The leg split is the same leg split in both versions. It's just you're seeing the front side
versus
in one.
the side.
And then I think maybe a few flaps flip over for different colorations. Which honestly kind of reminds me a little bit of back in Time Force with Time Force Megazord.
Red, Time Force, Mega Force, blue.
Yeah, which
you
is
mean the one
great.
that you cosplayed at the first Power Morphicon?
That is true.
And pretty much swept the cosplay competition.
I did win 3 prizes for that, which was pretty great. Yeah, yeah, that's something I haven't mentioned in a while. Back at the first Power Morphicon back in 2007, yeah, I actually did cosplay. It was one of the only times I've ever done cosplay.
Yeah.
And I went as Time Force Megazord. And I walked on stage as Time Force Megazord mode blue, very top heavy, kind of awkward. And then I transformed on stage into Time Force Megazord mode red. And that was actually and since it was the first Power Morphicon, it was my first time like meeting any of the Rangers. So like, Austin St. John was actually one of the judges and said, "Wow, Jake, you really impressed me." And my first
that made his day. His year.
My first time out in LA. And, and the original Red Ranger says, "Wow, Jake, you really impressed me." And so that was like, that really blew my mind.
Yeah.
The first Power Morphicon was such a surreal experience because it was the first time seeing all these people in person.
Yeah, and it was,
it's become
a totally different venue than subsequent ones have been in.
True, it was a much smaller venue.
Much smaller venue, so everyone was very crowded in there. And they hadn't quite figured out exactly what they were doing, so a lot of times things weren't in the room where you thought they'd be. You walked into a different room, and Virus Durrani got raging drunk and hit himself in the face with a bow staff. And
they started enacting policies that guests shouldn't drink.
During the day.
But yeah, it's interesting how over the last, 10 years, it's become a lot more normalized. Yeah.
By asking his girlfriend if she was dating anyone.
That's right, because he was
Well,
dating...
he didn't ask her. He goaded one of the other audience members into asking her.
That's right, he was dating her, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was. He was dating Melanie at the time.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
I don't know if that's something still going on or if they broke up, because
I have no idea.
It's not something that we pay much attention to, because neither of them have come back to Power Morphicon.
Yeah, I haven't really followed their careers since then. And because they're not local to the States either, which makes it harder.
No, they're Kiwis.
Yeah, or possibly Australian.
I
think he might be Australian. Or, well, not originally Australian, but I think that might be. Because he had
done some other things before that. He was in Pitch Dark.
Pitch Black, yeah.
Black.
With Vin Diesel.
As a kid.
Yeah, when he was a teenager. And I think that was filmed in Australia.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's why we had Claudia Black.
Yeah, that's true. Anywho, kind of deviating on things, though.
We deviate a lot on this show.
I do like modular Zords. I do like Zords that can have multiple forms.
Configurations.
It's one of the reasons I love the Go Buster Zord so much.
I know.
And I do like that we have a similar sort of adaptability in these designs for Lupat, as I've been abbreviating it. Because it's
Lupat, because you can't fit Kaitou Sentai Lupinranger versus.
I mean, I just say Lupinranger
Patranger on the calendar.
Yeah.
So on the calendar it just says Lupat live reactions. Yes, we have this stuff on a calendar, but I'm making this little wrist motion calendar. Like it's a physical calendar, not a Google calendar.
But yeah, it's definitely one of the more entertaining aspects of the designs. That and the very similar underlying design between the two costumes, the two Ranger costumes.
Which with surprisingly few changes look completely different.
Yeah, and it works really great. The combination of accessories and palette swaps are pretty great.
Yeah.
It's definitely not quite as shiny as last season.
Well, yeah.
But those were really
But last season was
They
all
kinda
kinds
went
of
all out.
sparkly stars and
Yeah.
like.
This is a little bit more of a throwback in a number of ways. It's definitely got a even though it's clearly updated, it's got a little bit of a 70s feel in certain respects. Sort of the 70s cop drama kind of thing. And 70s I think was back when the original Lupin the Third cartoon was out.
Don't look at me, man. I don't know.
But the 70s heist, the 70s cop drama kind of thing.
Now you got me thinking about Night Court.
Yeah.
That show was ridiculous.
Especially with like Commissioner Hilltop and
yeah.
Jim Carter. Patrangers do get their own robot and an awesome commissioner. I mean, Kogura is cool. Don't get me wrong. He just kind of shows up. And
the butler did it.
I feel like there's more going on.
When is he going to become a karate butler?
Probably is one. Yeah.
When is he going to show us?
I don't know. I don't know what his. There's more going on with that guy.
Oh yeah.
They're playing up his mystery a little bit more now. Especially with his ability to just kind of show up. I mean, the most likely scenario is that he is the descendant of Lupin. But who knows? He may just be a mysterious butler with a whole other thing.
Well, look, if he's not the descendant of Lupin, he is the butler of the descendant of Lupin.
Yeah. Or he's like an immortal butler, and he's just been the butler for like all the Lupins, which would be pretty cool.
Or he is Lupin and he's immortal.
That is also a possibility. Maybe some part of the collection, keeps him
alive.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why he needs it all back.
Still getting a feel for the villains. I do still love the Doobie Doobie Doobies. And I'm really amused how often they show the Don eating and drinking for someone who has no way to get to the middle of his mouth.
I think they're going for, like, the Italian Mafia thing.
Yeah,
you always
exactly.
see the Italian Mafia in media, sitting down to a big meal together.
Yeah.
Because Italians eat a lot.
Mangia. And then we'll probably...
You're getting too skinny.
It'll be good to see. I'm sure eventually he's going to show off what his capabilities are, and it'll be like a big thing. Because he spends most of his time sitting down right now, so whenever he gets around to standing up, that should be...
He's going to be like, vroom, 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 destroy the whole world.
I somewhat recently watched through the 2012 Ninja Turtles cartoon, and there was a mob boss in a couple episodes, who's always sitting and eating, and when when things got serious, apparently there were like little rocket boosters attached to his chair, so he was still sitting when he would like fly away, and like shoot missiles out of his chair.
Without losing his Pinot Grigio.
Yeah, exactly. He was very big on the pasta.
That seems like something Fisk would do.
Never saw that guy stand up. That I can remember.
Maybe he couldn't.
He might not have been able to. He was pretty portly.
I wasn't even thinking about portly. You could have just been a paraplegic.
That's also possible.
I haven't seen this show.
Yeah.
But that just because you don't have the use of your legs does not mean that you cannot rise to the top of the...
I'm also very interested to see what happens.
The use of your legs back when you were climbing the ladder.
With the new Ninja Turtles series, because it looks
Russian instead of Italian.
the new series is looking like quite a deviation, just going off of the character design so far, and the little bits that I've heard about it. I do not like they've already done some significant changes for that show. For one thing, Raphael is going to be the leader, which is weird, and he's got Tonfa instead of Sai, which is weird. And it's it's 2D. It's back to 2D, but it's very stylized. Got like over.
Michelangelo supposed to be the leader?
What? Michelangelo?
Well, certainly not Donatello.
No, it's Leonardo.
That one.
Leonardo leads. Donatello does machines.
I know it's not Donatello.
Yeah.
Donatello is my favorite. I know what Donatello does.
Michelangelo is a party dude.
I don't know. I guess my brain is just like Red should be the leader.
Yeah, Raphael's supposed to be cool but rude. But yeah, it's been. I mean, Raphael does often get a little bit more focus than the other turtles. So they decided to make him the leader for this next round, which is. I'll be interested in seeing how that plays. I'm skeptical. I still lean heavily on the 2003 series actually being the best of the Ninja Turtle shows so far.
I like the one where Donatello is beleaguered tech support.
Yeah, well, that's kind of his thing.
Well, no, actually beleaguered tech support.
The movie. Yeah, TMNT. Back in 2007.
He works nights as tech support, and it's okay because nobody knows that he's a turtle over the phone.
Yeah, that's a little bit of an underrated installment.
It was great.
The whole thing with the plot of the movie was a little weak, but they really got the character dynamics well with the turtles. I think, especially the family aspects and Leo and Raph.
Yeah.
But yeah. Anywho, we have once again deviated quite a bit with the Ninja Turtles, so I think we've probably dug into this one pretty well. I'm enjoying how things are developing. I'm enjoying the slow character developments that we're getting. I'm hoping that I'm looking very much forward to seeing the procedural aspects played up for the first time.
Yeah, I'd like to see the mystery next week.
Yeah. Because I think that's really where we can get the...
And Lupinranger versus Patranger, I should be fine for because I'm coming back on Sunday night.
Yeah.
So don't worry about that because we film that on Tuesday.
But it'll be good for the Patrangers to finally get a chance to shine after so much focus on the Lupinrangers, who they've got the showmanship.
We get to sleep in tomorrow morning because we're not doing the 5 a.m. thing.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you got to go to work.
Yeah. But I don't have to...
We're not doing the 5 a.m. thing yet.
Which gets me up even earlier.
Yeah. No, I don't want to do that.
Nobody wants to do the 5 a.m. thing. It's only a last resort.
Because here's the thing, you can go to bed early. I usually do tutoring in the evening.
It's true.
Half the time I don't get home until 9:45 anyway.
It's true.
So waking up at 5 a.m. is not preferable on my end.
No, it's not.
Yeah, I've been doing pretty well with the tutoring. That's been keeping me busy. That and grad work, and I've got so much editing to try and do, but it's just the grad work has been wearing me down. So I'm still trying to get 84 out.
Nobody said grad school would be easy.
Yeah, still trying to get 84 out. It's been slow progress because 81, 82, 83. Mm-hmm. I've been working on all three of those for quite some time before I released them. And 81. So after releasing 81, 82 and 83 were already well underway, and 83, which was the most difficult one, I got to work on during the break between semesters. And then 84, I was hoping, I'll get this out before semesters, and then things got delayed because I couldn't get the last bit of filming done. And then the new school year started, the new semester started, and everything just slowed way down. So I'm going to keep trying. It's in pretty good shape on editing. It's just a matter of getting seeing how one of the new effects plays out. Because I'm looking to. There's an effect that I've used in the past, and I want to do a better version of it. So it might take a little playing around, but hopefully 84 can come out soon. If not this weekend, then almost certainly next weekend. This weekend's actually looking pretty.
Yeah, I'll be
promising.
gone. You'll have a lot of free time.
I'll have. Well, also I had assignments due this past weekend. I don't have anything due this coming weekend.
That helps.
So I can focus a little bit more on editing. I have a lot of reading for this module though.
Yes.
I've got 8 chapters. Usually it's 4. This time it's 8, and I don't know why.
And everything you try and read from a textbook takes 3 times longer than the same number of words would take you in an actual book.
Yeah. It's I've got, it's the difference between, basically, I've got to read 180 pages or whatever it is, which is a young adult's fiction novel or whatever. But now it's a young adult fiction trilogy in terms of how long it'll actually take me to read.
I don't think young adult
No, you're
They're
right.
like
Maybe.
100 pages. They're like 300 pages. But since they're 3 times as long...
Yeah. Well, maybe, well, not, I guess not quite YA, but definitely like an Animorphs.
Yeah, but that's...
Those were like 120.
Yeah, Animorphs, that was serialized...
Yeah.
Serialized... Youth,
Somewhere...
Serialized youth novels, I think I would
somewhere
call
in between youth novels and the current young adult fiction that we have. I don't know exactly where that falls, but anyway, enough of that. So we look forward to seeing our 2 teams continue to go at it. We will work more on the theme song, so it's not just a... So, until next time, farewell, Ranger fans, and let the power protect you. Dooba 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 collection destiny. Catch me if you can.